The Pan-Galactic Underwriting Coalition needed a new designation. Their risk charts ended at Class 19, and long-range scans of Sol 3 suggested something far beyond. A bureaucrat, in a moment of either genius or terror, had proposed a new category, Class 20 Suppression Field. It fell to Junior Field Assessor Zivlo to conduct the first-ever field review and determine if this terrifying mudball would be the inaugural planet for the new classification. As the shuttle ramp lowered, his only companion, the AI in his personal buoyancy modulator, began its litany of despair. Warning: gravitational stress exceeds 2,000% of recommended operating parameters. Warranty is now void.
Noted,
Zivlo whispered, his slender hands gripping the guardrail. He stepped onto the ramp. The weight hit him like a crushing wall. His knees, evolved for a civilized 1.2 Gs, buckled. The modulator whined, fighting to keep his organs from becoming paste in his lower abdomen. Each breath was labor. A shape was moving toward him from a large wooden structure. A native. His datapad flared to life. Analyzing native biped. Estimated mass, 120 kilograms. Probable skeletal muscular density of a dwarf star. The native, a large male with a sun-weathered face, stopped a few feet away, a look of mild concern on his face. "Whoa there, son. You all right? You look a bit pale." He extended a thick, five-fingered manipulator. "Name's Clyde Miller. You must be the fella from the Department of Agriculture." Zivlo flinched back, a squeak escaping his vocalizer. The offered hand was a weapon. His modulator's AI confirmed his terror. "Warning. Initiating tactical assessment. Projected closing velocity of native manipulator suggests ability to apply crushing force. Contact may exceed structural limits of your own distal manipulator." Zivlo interpreted the gesture as a prelude to a ritualistic breaking of bones. He gave a jerky bow, keeping his fragile hands clasped.
Junior Field Assessor Zivlo, he managed, his voice thin. Here for the audit.
Clyde slowly lowered his hand, pity replacing concern. "Poor kid," he muttered. "Come on, let's get you to the porch. You could sit a spell." The porch swing was an instrument of torture. Zivlo lowered himself onto it with the care of a sapper defusing a planet cracker. "Caution! Unstable oscillating platform. Suspended by interlinked tensile chains of unknown metallurgic strength." "Just make yourself at home," Clyde said, settling into a sturdy chair that didn't creak under his stellar mass. "My Martha's making lemonade." Before Zivlo could process what lemonade was, a golden blur erupted from the side of the house, a quadruped moving with horrifying speed, its mouth open in a series of sharp, explosive barks. Zivlo's datapad screamed. "Predator detected. Mid-range ambush class. Velocity 15 meters per second. Collision imminent." The 40-kilo beast of muscle and teeth slammed into Zivlo's chest, throwing him onto the wooden decking. The world spun. "Impact detected. Multiple microfractures in exoskeletal frame. Structural integrity at 84%. Zivlo lay gasping, pinned. The creature lowered its head, and a long, wet, muscular appendage emerged from its maw and dragged itself across his faceplate. The AI reported with chilling calm. "External surface contaminated. Highly adhesive protein-based secretions detected. Recommend immediate incineration procedure." "Buddy, down! Get off him!" Clyde's voice boomed. The ambush predator instantly disengaged, moved 2 feet away and sat, its tail appendage vibrating in a sick, rhythmic display of post-attack satisfaction. Zivlo was stunned. This native commanded local predators with simple vocalizations. It was a level of battlefield control Zivlo had only read about in texts on extinct warrior races. Clyde helped him up, his grip terrifyingly gentle. "Sorry about that. That's just Buddy. He's a friendly one." Zivlo stared at the friendly predator.
It follows your commands?"
"Well, most of the time," Clyde chuckled. "So, what exactly are you folks auditing this time? Soil composition? Water runoff?" It was an interrogation, cloaked in rustic charm. They were testing his cover.
Standard environmental compliance, he stammered. Routine.
Martha, Clyde's mate, was somehow more terrifying. She insisted he stay for the evening meal, an offer he was too paralyzed to refuse. He sat at a thick wooden table, a slab of cooked animal tissue before him. "Hope you like the steak," Clyde said, beaming. "Grew the steer ourselves." Zivlo's scanner analyzed the air. "Released aromatic compounds associated with the Maillard reaction in deceased fauna." They were celebrating a kill. He watched in horror as the family, Clyde, Martha, and a small chaotic juvenile called Timmy, wielded serrated metal implements, sawing through the charred flesh with casual brutality. Martha placed a glass of yellow liquid in front of him.
"Fresh squeezed lemonade,"
she said with a warm smile that did not reach her predatory eyes. "Fluid analysis. High concentration of citric acid. Potential solvent." He would not drink the acid. He would not consume the flesh. He would observe. During the ritual, Clyde complained. "New tractor's been acting up. Threw a code for the particulate filter sensor. Called the dealer. Said they wouldn't get a tech out here till Friday. Friday! The sorghum waits for no man."
"What did he do?"
Martha asked. "Spent the afternoon on the forums," Clyde said. "Found the service manual online and figured out how to force a manual regeneration cycle. Fixed it myself." Zivlo surreptitiously made a note. Native possesses overwhelming physical power and the cognitive endurance to decipher complex technical documents for self-repair. This resourcefulness represents a terrifying form of strategic independence. After the feast of horrors, a shriek cut the evening air. The small human, Timmy, was falling from the roof of an outbuilding. Zivlo's datapad did the math. Fall distance, 4.2 meters. Planetary gravity, 9.8 meters per second squared. Impact force on unyielding terrain, 45,000 newtons. Prognosis, total skeletal pulverization. Catastrophic liquefaction of internal organs. Clyde was already moving. He didn't run. Each step was a ground-eating explosion of power. He moved with a terrifying grace, not fighting the gravity but commanding it, a being perfectly attuned to this brutal world. He arrived under the falling child an instant before impact. He didn't so much catch the boy as absorb him. There was a dull thump as the 30-kilo projectile met Clyde's arms. The farmer grunted, his feet sinking an inch into the soft dirt. He set the boy down. Timmy, laughing, ran off to chase a chicken. Clyde straightened up, rubbing his lower back. "Oof," he groaned softly. "My bad back. You're getting heavy, sport." He had just intercepted a living projectile that should have turned to paste, and his only complaint was mild spinal discomfort. That was the final data point. This world was a forge. The beings it created were gods, and they didn't even know it. Back in his shuttle, Zivlo's hands trembled as he activated his console. The whine of the buoyancy modulator, now at only 500% overload, was a comforting sound. He pulled up the standard risk assessment form, Form 881-G, looked at its neat little boxes, and deleted it. With a deep breath, he opened a direct encrypted channel to the Coalition's board of directors, an act that would normally get an agent ejected from the nearest airlock. He began to type. Subject: Proposed reclassification of risk assessment for Species 342, Humanity. Summary: Field assessment of Sol 3, Earth, is complete. The proposed designation is not only warranted, it may be insufficient. The environment does not suppress the native population, it tempers them. Observations: 1. Natives exhibit physical and cognitive resilience exceeding all known galactic metrics. Forces that would shatter hardened alloys are minor inconveniences to them. 2. They domesticate apex predators with simple vocalizations. 3. Their recreation, involving intercepting high-velocity projectiles, is indistinguishable from our advanced weapons testing. Assessment: Our risk models are inadequate. The designation must serve not only as an insurance metric, but as a galactic warning. Proposal: I formally recommend the reclassification of Sol 3 to the newly created designation, Class 20 Suppression Field. Furthermore, I propose this classification automatically trigger a Do Not Disturb advisory across all Coalition networks. The premium for insuring against these beings is functionally infinite. The premium for insuring them is 0, as they are their own fail-proof system. Zivlo's finger hovered over the send command. This was either the end of his career or the beginning of it. He pressed it. The screen blinked. A reply came back almost instantly, bypassing all bureaucratic channels. Proposal accepted. Implementation immediate. Congratulations on your promotion, Director Zivlo, inaugural head of the newly formed Department of Contextual Absolutes. Your first directive: ensure no one ever, under any circumstances, bothers them. Zivlo leaned back, a strange peace washing over him. He was safe. The Coalition was safe. And the rest of the galaxy was safe too, all thanks to a friendly farmer, his pet predator, and a terribly bad back.